Fantasies. Boom bam. Hello. Hello everyone. Welcome to another sim. Hello. So, tonight we are going to discuss again, and the guest for tonight is Reticula.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you guys.
Hey Reticula. Would you like to introduce yourself? Maybe a promo and stuff?
Yes. Sure. Hello everyone, my name is Reticula, a virtual card gamer, and I actually sing also using this voice. I'm actually using a voice changer, so I think it will give you a surprise to hear this kind of singing voice. Yeah. So look forward to it if you want to.
Nice. Lord Kaizuma, hello. Lamang kejumpa, welcome. So tonight's topic is gacha game addiction. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
gacha game addiction.
hot topic. Okay, so talking about gacha game addiction. Ridiculous. Do you have anything to say about it? Opening up.
Yes, of course. Should we start with the definition of gacha game, or should we start with the definition of addiction?
Let's try addiction first.
Let's try addiction first. Yeah. Addiction is actually, I think, quite interesting. When we talk about addiction, we think about like alcohol addiction, right? When people can't seem to stop when they actually know that it's bad for them. But I think addiction isn't just when you're doing something bad, but it's when, right, like you cannot stop even when you want to stop, right? And yeah, I think that's my definition of addiction. You're kind of programmed to keep doing it even though you actually don't want to do it. There's like a mental baggage when you try to stop doing it. What do you think?
I think it's a pretty accurate definition here. So like it's something that you cannot stop even if you want to. It is like an addiction. Do you have to want to stop though? Or for it to be called an addiction?
I don't think you have to want to stop to have it called an addiction, but you actually realize that you're addicted when you're actually trying to stop. I think that's the point that you realize. Wait a minute, this is not healthy. I should be able to stop if I want to, but actually I cannot.
Okay. So, next, the definition of gacha game.
Yes, the definition of gacha games. We know that the definition of gacha, it actually comes from the Japanese words, right? The gachapon or gashapon. Yeah, the gashapon machine where you put coins inside the machine and you twist the knob and some eggs come out, right? And you get some random, random gift or random things, right?
Random tie or things.
And when you implement it into games, it's called gacha games. But actually, if we look into the Western side, this kind of thing is actually already exists before the terms gacha games comes out. I think it's called loot box, if I remember correctly.
Wait, this it's before gacha?
I think it's before gacha. Gacha is getting popular, I think around 2013. Yeah, around that time it becomes really popular, right? But before that, there was a phase in the internet where MMORPG was super popular. Things like Ragnarok, RF Online, yes,
childhood.
Angel Love, yeah, childhood, Seal Online. Even those games have this feature called loot box. I think I actually forgot the terms for it, but it actually works kinda like gacha game, right? But the gacha game that we're seeing right now is actually quite different from the gacha game from that time, right? The games that we're facing right now, I think, puts the addiction up to 11 by by actually designing the whole game so that you get addicted to it.
Like
I think the key
stuff.
point, yeah, the key point is it creates habits, right? You have to log in every day. You have to log in to get the gems to roll the gacha. Yeah, I think that's the keyword for gacha games. It creates habit.
Okay, so basically, gacha game is a game with loot boxes, and it's designed towards this like randomly acquired item, even though you purchase it, basically. Next term, microtransaction was the Western term. Okay.
Yeah, microtransaction.
Ethel sama Kak di kelas cantik dan pretty you are. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so the chat wasn't centered and it bothered me. So do you have like any story about this gacha addiction?
Yes, I have story. I actually was quite addicted to gacha game. When we talk about gacha games, you have to log in every day, right? So that means that probably you shouldn't play a lot of it because doing the daily quest only probably take you like 15 minutes to half an hour. So if you play more than one games, it takes a lot of time, right?
Even
during my during my worst days, I played like Fate Grand Order, Arc Knights, 2 written games.
Oh my god, that's 4, okay?
That's 4. I think I played around 6 to 8 games.
Oh my
actively.
god. 6 to 8 games, god damn.
Yes. 6 to 8 games actively.
Not
just daily login, but I actually grind for all of those games.
Oh my
That's
god.
my worst days.
No wonder it's your worst days. That 8 games at a time.
Yeah, that's a lot of responsibilities indeed.
That must take a lot of time. That's a lot of responsibilities. So welcome. So
it can take me 2 to 3 hours just to finish my daily quest and finally move on from my phone. That was bad.
and finally move on to your phone to play more gacha games on computer. No.
I played only on my phones.
So like it basically that took a lot of your time from the day.
Yes,
did you enjoy it?
Time.
Like, did you enjoy?
That's a good question. That's a good question. Do I enjoy it? Actually, no. Now I can say that I do not enjoy it because I actually move on from it. Right then, I see that what was I doing? I was wasting my time, right? But when I was active, I never felt that way. I felt that I should do it because progress. If I miss one day, then I will lose a lot of progress. That's a dangerous way of thinking.
Yeah, this is basically like mind manipulation at this point. I never actually thought like gacha game would be that bad. Like I played a lot of gacha games before, and I even had the times when I played multiple of them. But I never actually like, oh, I have to actually play today, or I won't be able to this and that. But it did felt kind of like eventually like I wasn't playing a game. I was just trying to complete this task. You know.
Yeah.
It felt more like work
It felt that
eventually.
way.
I still play Dash of Clash of Clan, not addicted because I don't play it enough. I want to play it more. Clash of Clan these days and age, damn.
But I think that's a good way of looking at the game, right? Because you want to play the game. That means that the game is still fun to you. When you get to the point that you have to play the game, that's when things get dangerous, I think.
Because like
oh no, I haven't logged in today. That kind of thinking is super bad.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing as like your boss telling you have to go, you have to come to work today, like that, even though you don't actually have to in this case.
Yes,
and then you end up not having fun anymore in the game and stuff. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it.
Yeah, you just do it for the sake
Hello
of doing
guys,
it.
welcome. So how did you
Hello.
get out of that addiction?
Yeah, actually, I get burned out, I think. I get burned out. Yeah. So, during my last days of getting addicted, I think, I was playing Fate Grand Order. Fate Grand Order is this gacha game that started in 2013. Actually, one of my first gacha games. And it doesn't have any auto feature for daily quests, so you have to actually play it like three rounds. So it takes around 3 minutes each. So you spend around 3 times. With loading time, it takes 5 minutes times 3, so 15 minutes. And after that, I also play rhythm games. Rhythm games is super bad at the time part because you have to play the music, the music, right?
One music is
so
like
if you
1
play
minute.
3 times, it takes a lot of time. After that, I also play Arknights, and Arknights actually was one of the first gacha game that actually makes me feel burnout because I have to micromanage the factory, I think the name, factory. I have to micromanage the team to do daily quests, and feeling left out just for one day. It feels that you lose a lot of progress compared to other people. And one of the worst part of this whole experience for Arknights for me is I played it together with my friends. So if I just miss one day, I felt that oh no, my friends are already so ahead of me. That's what I was thinking at that time.
So there's this sense of competition. Like,
yes.
You have to like be ahead of your friend, or at least like at the same progress kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's even worse, huh?
That makes it even worse.
I did play like some gacha games just to get a daily login, and they didn't have friends then. I was also kind of like oh yeah, it's time for me to log in again kind of thing. Basically, I almost fell into the same hole, but I was just at the edge of it.
Oh, I'm glad that it didn't fall.
And
actually, before we move on to the discussion, I want to make a statement that of all of those games, I have never actually spent money on all of those games, and I still get addicted. I don't spend any money at all, and I still get addicted.
Imagine people who actually spend money.
Yeah.
Like how addicted are they? Let's see the comment now. It is not.
Yes.
It's not super fun. I don't think my addiction days have probably ended now. I just want to try to play as my plays are going down. I just want to try to play as my plays are going. I don't get what you mean, but addiction days have probably ended. Like it's not super fun to the daily gacha, yeah. Attacking, how did it? Nix, hello, it's me. Kelly Bernard. Oh no, not DFTO. Rainsa, welcome. Wonderful, hello. I wanna go into DFTO. I recently got Autoria Lancer Alter Autoria.
Good for you.
Okay, it's fun when you need some good coffee and big brain. The reason I dropped AK was also that the big brain part.
Big brain part.
Okay, I was kind of too tired of the too much stinky.
Yeah, Dark Knights for me was fun at the first month, I think. After that, I don't enjoy the game at all. Like, I just want to finish the stage as soon as possible so that I can use the sanity for other stuff or the time for other stuff. And I think at the half-year point, I don't actually strategize anymore. I just search for guides to finish things as soon as possible. And that's when I know this is bad. This is bad. I'm not enjoying the game anymore.
You're not even playing the game anymore at this point.
Yeah, I'm not even playing the game anymore. And talking about OP operators, yeah, I have all of the good stuff like Saria, Silver Ash. Yeah, I have all of those things, but yeah, it feels bad.
I try to actually try to make all my operators the same level. Maybe that's also why I end up stop playing because too much.
Indeed, too much.
I don't know if I have gotten fully addicted to something other than YouTube because it's hard to not watch YouTube now. Same.
Yeah, same.
I just let YouTube play in the background. Just that I got almost all character that I wanted to. It's really hard for me to quit. It's kind of a shame to just quit after getting all those characters.
Yeah, there's that kind of emotional ties with your games, right?
I lost my account. I feel glad.
Yeah, that's a weird feeling, right? Because when you think about stopping, you feel that it's such a shame. I already have all of these characters. So why should I stop? Then you lose your account, or you actually stop playing because of your condition. Let's say work or anything. Then you suddenly feel, oh, I'm so glad that I stopped.
And then you just stop.
That's a weird feeling. That's a weird feeling.
It's like losing your wallet, but you're actually glad you lost your wallet for some reason.
Yeah, like, oh, finally I'm not tied to this monetary value of my wallet. Yeah, that's a weird situation.
There was a time playing 6 mobile games. Holy. Otta, hello. I used to play it.
Hello, Otta.
But now I forget to play it and I only want to play progressiveness basically. Yeah, basically you just want to progress at this point, not really to play in the game.
Yeah.
Maybe for checking this bad game if you have gambling addiction and other place to start to have gambling addiction. Because gacha is basically
gambling is another part of it, right? Gambling is the gacha part, but the gacha game itself actually give birth to another addiction, not just to the gacha part itself, but to the game also.
Sorry, I was having a big cough, but yeah, I heard it.
And to the comment that said, no, you don't want to go into FGO, I don't go into FGO. I start at day one. I start
You
at day
start-
one when we don't know what the thing was.
You didn't choose
And-
FGO. FGO chose you.
And just for trivia, my total daily login for FGO today
Mhm.
is 2,414 days.
2,430. Oh my god. Bring out the
Cumulative login
calculator.
days.
2,430. Divided by 365. 6.6 years? Ah, damn.
6.6 years, and my daily login, I think
Yeah.
the biggest trick is almost 2,000 days. So that's almost like 5 years
Oh my
consecutive
god.
login. That's bad.
That's very, very like long dedication. I would say that alone is an achievement. I would say. I
Yeah,
actually
It makes you
tried.
feel that way, right? It
Hmm.
actually makes you feel that you have this
Hmm.
thing that you're keeping it up, so
Mm.
you cannot stop. It's another dangerous thing altogether.
Like you already, I'm already logging in for 2,000 days at the in a row. Might as well keep it going like that, huh?
Yeah, might as well keep doing it. I
But
can't stop now.
I would say though that isn't really a bad thing per se, because it kind of like a goal. Don't you think? Like you want to have the break, right? Or maybe even like a world record or something. Like the longest login thing. Like if that is the purpose, then I wouldn't call it an addiction. You're actually working towards the goal now, instead of just opening the game, just to play the daily and stuff.
But
Mm.
it makes it hard to stop. That's the problem, I think. It makes it hard to stop.
And that is the addicting part. Addiction.
That is
part.
the addicting part. Yeah.
The addiction of Ethel Chamomile. Yeah, get addicted to me. The addiction to combat Ethel. Chata. Amazing. Stop. I just spend the money on good food. I said in GR, do you want to? Oh no, you got a rifle here.
Oh no, another victim. Comrades.
I actually tried to like so I see the people like you like who stick to a game for a very very long time, and I actually kind of like, man, I want to stick to a game also for a long time, and I tried it on several games, and I remember I tried doing it on what is it called Grand Blue Fantasy, but
Green Blue Fantasy.
after some time we just like never not getting it anymore. I guess the because like the story there are a lot
Yeah.
of story that I have to read out. I'm not really the reading type, so yeah.
Yeah,
Even though
yeah.
the story are fun.
Story is also another thing. Like I have played so many gacha games,
Mhm.
justifying that the story is good. I want to read the story, but in the end, I never read story. I never read the story. I just
You
skipped
did.
it, thinking that
just
yes, I will one day read all of them in the archive, but
Mhm.
I never read it. That's bad. That's bad.
I actually like don't skip the story in whenever I play gacha game. I want to know what's going on. Basically, there are some gacha games that are in Japanese, so I don't understand what they're saying. So yeah, eventually I just stopped. Like I played Idolmaster Cinderella Girls before, just to see the 3D dance, very cute,
Yes, Cinderella Girls.
very pretty.
Nice.
And also
I
Umamusume.
I played Cinderella Girls
Ah,
quite long. I actually ranked some of the events. Like for the events, you have to compete with other players, right? I actually have gotten the one of the higher ranks, and actually I think I damaged my hands playing so many rhythm games.
Oh my
Right now,
God.
I can't play rhythm games for long because it hurts my hands.
Oh, it gets that bad. Now you even get physical injury from it.
Yeah, like
Uh,
you love the character so much, you want the character to get the highest status possible, and if you want to increase their status, you have to rank for the event, and yeah, you just lose control.
yeah, bye. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
bye.
played them, but well, because they're there in Japanese, I couldn't understand what the game is even saying. But so I eventually just stopped. That's one to your character. Sarah, hello, you. I survived jail for at least 3 months, and then I fell into despair addiction to game name. There's one line, and then even more deeper as a lane. Yeah, right.
How's your lane?
I played this online before as well, but I think I eventually stopped when I hit like difficulty spikes. Like when it started to feel like a grind, I stopped.
Yeah.
Annie, hello. Yes, hello. I love you too, love you too. 됐다. Malamiman. What's next? What's next? Do you
What's next?
do you want to? Do you have any plan to jump into another like gacha game? Or are you even playing one right now?
I'm still playing FGO because
Just
I love the
because?
characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't put too much emphasis on daily login anymore. Right now, my consecutive daily login is like 2 weeks. So if I lose the streak, I lose the streak. That's fun. And I'm still playing card games, right? Shadowverse and Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I do it because I love card games, so I don't think it's the gacha game part. And there's this one new gacha game that I actually recommend to people who love stories. It's called Heaven Burns Red.
Heaven Burns Red. Let me check.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's fully Japanese, but it's fully voiced, so it's like you're reading a visual novel. Midway through, I got addicted, but right now I'm like taking a break for like a month or so. I don't know if I'm still going back to it. Because the story is so good, but progress is hard because to continue the story, you have to get a high level character, but because you have already invested so much time reading the story,
you just
you
want
don't
to
have
know
time to
the
actually progress your characters. I actually spent like 2 hours in game just to read the stories. Not progressing at all.
It's also, I guess, possible to like search the story online, right? Like
Yeah, but
there's
I
probably
don't think there's this what how to describe it. There's a difference experience when you're playing it online and when you're watching it on YouTube.
How much do you spend on gacha game? How much? Have you ever
I spent
spent
zero, literally zero.
Nice.
But I still get addicted.
If you count Genshin as a gacha game, I did spend some cash on Genshin to buy the monthly package thingy because I wanted to save up on the Primo Gem to roll characters that I want.
What was it again? Welkin?
Yeah, the Welkin. I wasn't actually like addicted to Genshin or anything. I was kind of like, I have to log in today. But it wasn't because I had to log in, because I wanted to play.
That's nice. That's nice.
So it was definitely not addiction. Elden Ring is addiction though.
Elden Ring. I actually haven't played Elden Ring, but I've already played it.
Go play it. It's good. Now let's talk about Elden Ring instead.
I'm
I
sharing
said,
it with my brother, and my brother is playing it all the time, so I don't have time yet to play it.
oh no, he's getting addicted as well. My favorite
Yeah.
gacha game is Dark Souls. My 50-50
Dark Souls.
Let's go.
Speaking about Dark Souls, I don't actually play Dark Souls, but I think I love those kind of games where you have to memorize the pattern and so on and so forth. So I think this is going to be out of topic for a bit, but you know Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep?
I never play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. So there's this one game, one Kingdom Hearts game on PlayStation Portable. So I actually played it. In that game, you control 3 characters. Each have their own stories, and each have their own progression and levels. So after completing the 2 routes, I go for the Aqua route, the heroine's route, and I go for there's this mode called limit mode, where you don't get any experience point for defeating enemies. So you go all the way to the ending, just being level 1.
Wow.
I've actually finished it, and the whole game was just evade, block counter, evade, block counter.
Basically, like, it's pure. There's no stats here. Just pure skill.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Just pure skills. Remember your opponent's pattern. Evade. There's no such thing called HP. You get one hit in, you die.
Oh no. Then you will enjoy like From Software games now.
Yeah, things like that actually gives me fun. And things like Toho.
Oh,
Yeah, those Bull Hells game. Yeah, I love memorizing those patterns.
Apa yang gacha to satisfy my crippling gacha addiction any day now? Masa sakit nih. Oh,
Don't sell your kidney.
Look at that. Good thing I don't like any sort of mobile game. Yeah, good thing.
Good thing.
Yeah.
Well, you can't deny that there's also some good things about mobile games, right?
Yeah, there are good.
But there's
mobile
also
games.
bad parts.
Like if you want like good mobile games, usually go look for the premium one. You know, the one where you have to pay to play. Those are usually actually good. The actual games. Other than that,
games.
Yeah. Other than that, most likely you'll be having.
Yeah,
You'll be
not just some copy paste games. Yeah, I usually call it copy paste games because the format is the same, just different skins.
Just different skins. I'm mostly free to play, but EDM is an exception. Battle Pass and Scam Gacha.
Scam Gacha.
Habis Ethel
Battle
already finished it on the ning. Oh, nice. The ning is gacha based on enemies action and drop rates.
I guess you can call it gacha game that way.
I don't think so. Because like if any randomized aspect is you can call it gacha, then almost all RPG are gacha games because like the critical rates and stuff.
People actually call statistic and probability as gacha now in the internet, right? anything involving probability, they just call it gacha right now.
It's having its meaning change. Kingdom Hearts the PSP one. Oh,
yes,
smalam.
The PSP one.
I was playing the ning a while ago and didn't realize I had 40k runs with me and get so far. I don't want to go back since I'm a few steps away from this and I died. Oh no!
Oh no! Emotional damage!
The pain.
Pain!
That's why I always check my runes whenever I finish fighting some big boss. Usually I will have enough to level up. Your skill, so Sibyl and Jedaxel and the Ring. Yes. Maybe I have to make out the Ethel and Ring. Let's go.
Ethel and Ring.
Reminds me when I could have my criteria. Only the last that I with my final boss.
Oh no!
Oh my
no!
Imagine finishing a game without realizing you are doing it the hard way.
Actually, I think I also have played Yakuza. I played Yakuza without knowing that you can upgrade your character.
What the hell?
I was actually actually kind of surprised to the difficulty of the game because what the heck is this boss? He can regen his HP. Why can't I win? And until I finished the first boss, I don't realize that you can upgrade your characters. Only after that I realized, oh, so you upgrade it like this. So that's why the boss fight was really hard.
Oh my god. And you actually pulled it off too.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised.
Any probability system is Gacha. I'm still actively playing Gacha game Dark Souls and Monster Hunter.
Monster Hunter was
Imagine if
super bad with the drop rates since Frontier days, yeah. Since the
I
first
only
game.
play like the Monster Hunter 3.
Actually suck at Monster Hunter. I will usually die playing Monster Hunter.
To be honest, I don't really understand the mechanic and stuff. I just play it for the action. I just look like the internet. I just browse the internet like which armor is the cutest and I try to get it.
Kirin armor is still the best for me.
As they say,
have you seen the Kirin armor?
Hmm?
Have you seen Kirin armor for Monster Hunter? It's really cute.
No, I haven't.
Kirin.
Seen it.
I'll send you the image.
Okay.
Kirin armor for
Kirin
female is super cute.
Monster Hunter Kirin armor.
I actually have a figure of it.
I was when I was playing Monster Hunter 3, I was going for like the butterfly monster thingy. Yeah, I don't know if it's a monster. Basically, like some gothic Lolita armor.
That's
cute.
nice. That's nice.
As they say, though, you play Monster Hunter, but eventually you play Fashion Hunter.
Fashion Hunter.
I played Pokemon Leaf Green without knowing anything about legendary Pokemon, so I only killed the Mewtwo in game.
Oh no! Ouch! It hurts.
Lagombi armor is cute. The bunny costume, Lagombi. Lagombi armor. Oh, it's puffy.
It's cute. Wait,
okay.
It looks similar to Mofu Mofu.
Mofu
Mofu? I think for the starter armor for Monster Hunter 2nd, I think. It also looks similar to that one. Oh no, I'm doxing my own age by speaking about these games.
It's okay. They probably already guessed it anyway. Okay, so next question. So do you think like gacha games are bad?
Good question.
Like should they continue the practice or should they not?
On one side, I understand that if they don't do this, it's going to be hard to compete, right? Because you don't get the revenue otherwise. And it's I don't know anything too deep about game development, but I think developing gacha games is cheaper than developing other games because the framework is already there, right? You log in every day, you get mission. The battle system is kind of similar, except for some few exception. So it's cheaper to develop, and it gives the best what they call it, return of investment. I think so. I understand on the business side of it that it's feasible to create such games.
Hmm.
But for the players,
Mhm.
I think I'm actually kind of sad because it lowers the meaning of gaming. Because on my age, oh no, I sound such
What?
like 10 years ago when you say games, you
Uh-huh.
actually buy the games. You actually spend times to get good for the games.
Mhm.
Like you put in effort. Even for the free MMORPG games,
Mhm.
you have to like grind and get good, right? But for these gacha games, you just grind. You don't get
Just
good.
grind. You don't get good.
Yeah, it's just grind.
Uh,
But it also opens some
mhm.
what they call it? Yeah, some possibility to actually bring stories, the story part, to sell the games, because otherwise your game just looks the same with other games. So you have to fight with the story or the graphic parts, right? So I think that's also another positive side.
So it does kind of advance the gaming industry, but also slows it down because now the game, most games are doing the same thing because it's a proven formula. Basically, it's
a
proven to be
formula.
successful. So people just spamming the game again and again, loot boxes and whatnot. With like normally minimum gameplay basically, or like the gameplay is just the same, but it's basically just a mix and match states or something kind of thing.
There's this what they call it, possibility for your games to like go super successful, and when you compare your income with your budget, it's just like super good, right? Like Genshin, imagine how much profit they are having right now. So like imagine that you only create this one thing, then money just comes to you. I think that's quite appetizing for developers compared to like creating a full game, selling it, then after that what, right? So you sell 100 copies, you get 100 copies worth. But for microtransaction, it's not like that, right?
You just you keep the player like artificially keep the player from to keep playing and hopefully spend money on it kind of thing. Yabay na. It's kind of yabay.
Kinda yabay.
Making a game like a finished product game and then selling it. It's actually like it's feasible, but yeah, I guess it is like very risky kind of thing, and I guess it's not very what is called applicable to mobile games. I guess. I've played Pokemon Nakita sadly because of the time on CC Dexter. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day. Gacha game makes it even more revenue than PC game. And the hat it's actually not so cheap if you count voice actor, actress, good animation in the game, including beautiful gacha game. So it's not exactly cheap either then.
That's outliers, right? Games with beautiful graphics and voice are like the outliers. If you actually look at the rate of all of these gacha games coming into Play Stores, there are so much copy and paste games. Yeah, the way I see it, that there are not even any voice, or just like generic voices. And 3D graphics, everyone is selling 3D graphics right now, right? But not everything works out with 3D graphics, I think. Not every game becomes better with 3D.
Yeah, that's actually like the tricky thing about 3D. If you can pull it out, if you can pull it, it will look good. But if you can't, if you fail to pull the 3D, then it will look very janky.
Yeah.
Mm.
I have a good example for this.
Mm.
Both of them are gacha games.
Mhm.
One is Nier, not Nier Automata. They actually released a gacha game for Nier. I actually forgot the title.
Gacha game. Yeah,
Nier
reincarnation.
Nier. Yeah, Nier
Oh,
Reincarnation.
reincarnation.
I tried it for like 1 or 2 hours.
Huh?
It feels less than a game and more like a walking simulator.
Ah.
You just walk and walk and walk, then you get to the story. The story isn't even really interesting, and then the battles just auto battles, and suddenly you're just starting to walk again.
And
all
then
in 3D.
just keep doing it.
And the other one is Heaven Burns Red, the one that I said earlier. Basically the same concept. You walk, and you continue the story. You battle, you can auto the battle, but it just works. So if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's kind of weird. Even though it's the same concept, but for Heaven Burns Red, it works so well. I actually cannot stop playing it for like 2 or 3 hours, fully immersed in the game. But for Nier, yeah, just 1 hour already make me bored. Even though it's the same concept, that's actually kind of interesting.
I guess it's a story that
I guess the story, yeah.
Hey. This is why we have microtransactions in single player games now. To cover the cost. Oh, you only 10 years older than me, I guess. They add new characters after some time and they pay the server cost, so they still need money to keep up going a long time, but purchase doesn't need more cost. So why are they still doing this gacha thing? I guess it's not like cheaper to make or anything. It's just,
I think you look at it with a cost to performance thing. So the cost to develop a whole game is definitely higher, right? Than developing a gacha game. Then I think for gacha games, the higher up look at it like, okay, let's assume that we run this for 1 or 2 years, then see what we get after that. So when you compare it with dedicating your whole resource to develop a full game, I don't actually know how much time and money it costs, but I think 1 year is not enough, right, to develop a full game. Usually it takes more than 1 year, I think.
like 2
and a full
years,
team,
I guess.
yeah.
But 1 year also
But you
counts.
can-
I mean, look at Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
They do this game almost every year. Anyway, I'm gonna go
guess
to the
so.
toilet first. You can entertain the cat while I gone.
Okay.
Where's my avatar?
Okay, chat. So now I have to entertain you guys. Adi, actually, you make such good points, right, about the cost of gacha games and full games. But yeah, I think with full games, it's like you're going to build a apartment, and compared like you're just building some. Nah, that's not a good comparison. Yeah, you need to put in more resource to create a game, but you don't actually have to put that much resource for a gacha game, and you can hope for it to blow up and give you your money back. But if it doesn't work, too bad. Let's move on to the next thing. But with full game, you cannot do it. Yeah, indies don't have an established franchise and no so their game has to actually be good. Yeah, in this game are actually have to be good, because otherwise people won't look at the indie games, right? So indie tends to avoid having microtransaction, of course, because who would actually want to pour their money into this? You don't even know their company, for example. Even though their games is good, I wouldn't spend money if the company is shady, right? Ethel got weak later, no problem. I'm actually holding it in right now. Hello. Winter Hell. Yeah, you don't have to put that many effort for gacha game. So guys, you should look at gacha games in a holistic perspective. I think so. There are these high budget gacha games that they actually aim it for it to be the next gacha game, and there are also these gacha games that they just put it out to like what is it? They just put it out to advertise the anime or something like that. So there are some low effort gacha games, and there are actually the gacha games that will become the next gacha games.
Oh wait, so those games were those anime gacha games that come out the same time as the anime is actually to promote the anime. I thought it's the other way around.
Yes.
Like the anime
Is it like to promote the anime or to bait the new fans to spend their money on these games that will probably only last for 1 or 2 years? Like imagine what they call what is the title again? Gotoben no Hanayome? The quintuplets anime? They actually got gacha games. And the gameplay is only puzzle games.
Puzzle games?
Like
Gotoben.
Candy Crush, I think. There's something like Candy Crush.
What the hell? There's actually a game for this? For PS4 and Switch? What kind of
See the
gameplay?
anime. If it's popular, there will be a gacha game. Slime, it have a gacha games. Mushoku Tensei, it also have a gacha games.
Wow. Damn. The Japanese really going strong with this gacha game culture.
Yeah. Princess Connect is outliers because Princess Connect actually aims for the next gacha games. And Princess Connect is actually a sequel.
Oh yeah,
There's a prequel for
a prequel.
Princess Connect. And the previous one isn't so good, if I remember correctly.
And that's why they changed the main heroine, and they basically changed a lot of it, huh?
Yeah. So you either go all out, or you just go like, let's try to put these gacha games, see if it works. If it doesn't, well, it's not that big of a loss for us. Like, let's just move on to the next project, right?
So gacha is basically a loot box, right? Has there been any movement to like get called to stop gacha? But because like people, especially in the West, they're calling out loot boxes for developers to stop this, but it kind of feels like people actually want gacha games at this point.
Yeah, people actually want gacha game, and
why though?
Japan, it is actually legal, right? So you can't stop it because it's legal in Japan. What illegal in Japan is if you change the specification of the unit after you release it. So for example, you roll for this character and then you actually change it so that it becomes weaker or stronger. If I remember correctly, there's a law stating that you must not. So that's something like false advertising, right?
I mean, they
actually goes against the law.
They have pachinko in Japan, so
yeah, they have pachinko.
Gambling isn't actually exactly like illegal there. No, I was talking about the fans' perspective, from the perspective of
the
players.
perspective.
Like, do they actually want this gacha game, or do they actually want it to stop and for these Japanese developers to actually release, actual game?
But you see, with gacha games, you can play a game for free, right? Let's take the best example, Genshin. Genshin is a super high quality games that you can play for free just because it's a gacha game. If it doesn't have the gacha aspect, you have to pay for it. Right? So, yeah, I think it's a win-win situation for the players and the developers.
It's not exactly you have to do the gacha anyway, and you can actually gacha for free if you play the game enough even. Yeah, I was wondering though, like why are people hating on loot boxes but not on gacha? Right? Maybe
Right.
if I have to guess.
Yeah, go ahead, guess away.
If I have to guess, it's probably because the waifu PNG.
Yeah, it's the waifus and the titties.
Titties. They don't mind it.
Gacha actually give you characters. Loot box only give you like skins, right?
Like skins and stuff. I guess it's the content.
Accessories. It's the content. And Genshin actually changed the skins, right? You pay for the costumes. You gacha for the characters.
Ooh, hello, Scala. Hello. Oh yeah, another thing about like gacha games though, I find it actually, you know how they have a lot of them has like auto battle and stuff, right? I guess it's because it's more targeted to people who are busy in their life but still want to play game, I guess. Like to have this kind of feel of progression, I guess.
Give you a pseudo gaming experience.
So that they can feel like they're working while game. Even though the game
give you some sense of satisfaction, right?
I would say that the auto battle, like the auto system, would be interesting enough. Like if it's maybe we can apply it to something that isn't a battle. Like let's say for example city building, right? So you start a game and you only have like these few people, but the city build itself, you can activate the automate and then the game will play the game for you, and then eventually you'll see the city growing bigger and bigger. Wouldn't it actually be interesting to see?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
So instead like seeing your character build, you see that your city it's growing on its own. It's like, oh,
that's interesting.
Maybe I should make a gacha game.
We should do the Sims gacha version.
Gacha version, let's go.
Gacha version of the Sims.
What did you want to say? Around 10 times. Oh. Gacha Waibu has full game though.
Yeah, live 2D for gacha games is like the next thing, right?
Like
gives you more intimacy with the characters. What they sell is that intimacy.
Make the character feel more
your PNG waifus.
And to be honest though, the live 2D, for example, especially like in Azurline I see, it's pretty cool. And
it's pretty cool.
In Blue Archive also and stuff, right? They're freaking skilled. These are quality stuff.
Yeah. Actually, I don't touch on like Girls from Online and Blue Archive just because I'm afraid I would get addicted. I'm moving away. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Don't do it. Just play one gacha game at a time. Time. I guess we're kind of like the opposite, huh? You get hooked up on these games and you get addicted to these games easily. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to get hooked up. Like, I don't know why. Just that I tried playing Blue Archive, right? But then after just a week or two, I stopped. And as a Trapezus Connect, also like that. Eventually, I just stopped. Don't know why.
I think it will all went back to whether you have a character that you love or not.
I do have character that I like.
Like, if you have a character that you really like a lot, for example, the only reason I play FGO because I like Tamamo, and I actually keep playing to get Tamamo, and I get Tamamo during like the second or third year of me playing. But at that point, I'm already deep into the hood. And can't stop
So
anymore.
you have the character that you like in the playing. I also have like characters that I like in these games, but I don't know. I just one day stop playing. Like eventually, but slowly. At first, I play for real. And then eventually I just start doing only daily missions. And then eventually I just start logging in for the bonus. And then the next thing I know, I just stop. The next thing I know, I uninstall the game. Well, I guess it is like a good thing that I'm doing. Also Gacha game that don't think about power creep thingy and enemy Gacha been also better than Gacha.
But you see, most Gacha games is a single player game. There's no such thing as power creep for single player games because you just play at your own pace, right? Even if there is a better character, you don't have to actually update it because you're not competing with anyone. That's the thing. Unlike multiplayer games, where if you don't upgrade, then your opponent's going to upgrade their stuff and you get power creep. For single player gacha games, you don't actually have to upgrade it.
Yeah, you don't actually have to unless unless you're the type of person who likes seeing big damage number or the new character. You just like the new character.
Yeah.
Man, talking about gacha game, now I really want to make one. See if I can get grades from it.
If you make one,
maybe I should make like a Dark Soul kind of gacha game. A Dark Soul gacha game, very hard.
Dark Soul gacha game.
You're all for Ethels, mini Ethels.
Mini Ethels.
Balance meta. Okay, anyway, we already 1 hour, so we're gonna have to end the discussion soon. So, Reticola, do you have anything else to say before we end?
Do I have anything else to say? Well, it's been fun. Actually, I have never thought about this whole games addiction thing with other people. So yeah, it's actually been fun. Second, don't fall, guys. Don't fall into the gacha games hole. It's hard to get out. Like, there's actually a saying that if you play Grand Blue Fantasy, you're not playing.
You're not playing. The game is
you're
playing.
You're working.
You're
working.
Yeah,
it's your what? Wait, what's the English? What was the English for kewajiban?
Responsibility.
Yeah, it's your responsibility to log in into GBF and play the game. You're not playing. You're working. Yeah, and number 3, if I can speak a bit about myself, I'm revealing a new live study soon. Look forward to it.
Okay. So thank you so much, Reticola, for discussing, and thank you for everyone who wants. And check out Reticola link in the title. Actually, click the add link. Thingy here. The mentioning on the title. So thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been Ethel Chamomile. Please have a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check link in the description for FANBOX and merch. You can get special merch if you support me on Patreon. Thank you again for Green Bat, Diamond Dulu for supporting me on Patreon, Sim Jim, for supporting me on FANBOX. Ani sumimasu, Green Bat, Hamdem, Goodbye Man, Brian, Hachima Onja, Justin, they said me was stressed to Homoglobin, Namsong, Abakuguk, Alien Blaze. Kaya sentamari dalaking maro simsa simbarato e chansam. Ano ba na sila mga sila mga pinasumat? Ano dahil panay sing take care. Sama.
Atsu.
Asa. Iwan yan gacha. Ethel headed ga kiwan. Ito. Gandun ga kiwan. Chika games. Chika games. It gacha box.
Okay.
Ito. Okay. See you.
Bye.